This weekend, Bournemouth travel to Aston Villa for what is a 6-pointer at the top end of the table. Cherries found it tough against a well-oiled Manchester City last Sunday, but with Unai Emery's team reinvigorated in the Premier League, how will it pan out against the Villains? It's a tough fixture ahead, Tom, eh?
It is, mate. Yeah, we've had some all right ones in the past at Villa Park, but not recently. Sure, we come on to different stats and bits and bobs, but I'm pretty confident in saying that Andoni's not beaten Emery, Bournemouth, Villa. So we've had some draws up there. It's weird because the last time we were there with the Evanilson goal, felt like a win because it was last moment of the game. But yeah, it'd be an interesting one because we've spoken enough on the second look and stuff about being good in that next pack, apart from your Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, and you feel like Villa are right at the top of that next pack and they'll come good. So I know we were saying it against Man City, but this is one where I think if we go there and win, that's a real statement of going, in that next pack, we're in the question, we're in that conversation. Looking forward to it though. I think it's normally a good game, Villa Bournemouth, so looking forward to it, mate.
As you can see, we are at the courtroom at the Queen's Park Hotel, the spiritual home of AFC Bournemouth supporters on a match day, and of course the home of Back of the Net. So this is part one of a double-headed preview. So if you're listening on the pod, just stay where you are, but we've got a second part coming out on YouTube that focuses on all things Villa. So if you are a Villa fan and you want to stay abreast of what we put out, what can you do?
Yeah, make sure you like it, because I quite like Villa.
Yeah,
I don't mind Villa. I think they're a nice bunch. So yeah, give it a like for us. Click the bell and you'll see when all the videos are out. And then click the big fat subscribe one. That is the most important.
So Cherries are 10 games in and we're sitting pretty in the league. But who has performed and who do we want to see more from? There are a few decisions, even for Iraola, to make this Sunday. So maybe, just maybe, we can make it a little bit easier for him by going through a tier list.
Oh, it's been a while, mate.
Can't wait. So, this week's Bournemouth briefing has got the AFCB player grading so far. Here's what's coming up. So, yeah, we've got 5 tiers, 22 players. Who goes where? You decide. Well, actually, you don't. We decide. But we'd love your feedback in the comments. Why not? Also, the women's team go from strength to strength. Another win last weekend and some big games ahead. And look, there's something that you can do to help. We've also got the team news and injury latest ahead of Sunday's game at Villa Park. Plus, we predict the Cherries side ahead of what is a monster clash. But firstly, yes, we are at the QP and it's the home of the England games next week. Now, it's international break. We all love it, don't we, Tom?
Absolutely adore it.
I don't even know who England are playing.
I did, and I forgot already. So that shows how important it is. I mean, we're through anyway, aren't we? Let's see what happens. But I tell you what, I'm interested to see the squad because I think Tuchel will now look at it and go, well, maybe I could try a few. But Danny Welbeck could be a little shout, by the way.
Danny Welbeck, Nico O'Reilly, you said?
Yeah, he's got to be in with a shout. Alex Scott, Lewis Kirk, yeah, get them all in.
Get in. And of course, when we come back to domestic action, it's West Ham at home. So this is, of course, the place that you want to be. You know about the raffle, right? If not, we'll remind you in the next preview for the subsequent league game because there's money to be won. Plus, this is the home of the £10 roast. One meat, it's usually £12. 2 meats is usually £14. You get a £2 discount just for showing that you subscribe to Back of the Net. Easy peasy. Okay, it's tier list time. We cannot wait for this. And on screen, you can see what we've got. Tom, there are 5 categories here. Talk me through them then, will ya?
Yeah, well, right at the top, mate, we've got Simply Faultless. So that is the top category. Can't do any more, been brilliant. The one underneath that is Keep It Up. So, yeah, keep it up, lad. Just keep going. You're really doing well. So we want to keep that going. One below that, Content and Consistent. So it's kind of, you're doing what I expect. Well, yeah, you could get a little bit better, but we're happy.
Yeah.
Then we want to see more. So someone that's maybe dipped a little bit, or we just think there's more to come from them. And then at the bottom, which I'm sure there won't be many in, is the Genuine Concern category, where it's kind of, it's just not working at the moment.
So we need to rattle through the players and we'll spend a little time on each, and we'd love to know what you think as well, of course. So do get involved. If you're listening on the pod, you might want to flick over to YouTube because it's much more visualised, easier to see what on earth we're doing here. We've put them in some kind of order. I don't know what it is. I think it looks pretty random from what I'm seeing. So, first person I'm seeing is Julio Kroupi.
Oh, lovely. It's weird, isn't it? Because I think if you had told me we're doing this at this stage of the season, I'd have said, oh, we haven't really seen him.
Yeah.
So fair play to the lad. I mean, I think it's quite an easy one. I think You know, there's obviously going to be things that he needs to iron out and work on, etc., etc. I think we saw a bit of that against City, and I think he will just adapt well. But I tell you what, keep it up, lad, because since you've come in, you've really impressed everyone and surprised everyone as well. So yeah, keep it up, lad. Got to be in it.
Some of you who are watching might have noted that there is 1 or 2 admissions. So, for instance, Unal, I mean, he's played, 2 minutes of football? Yeah. Not enough. So if you're wondering why, and also the squad players, of course, we haven't seen anything of whatsoever.
WD-40.
WD-40.
Well, Dennis automatically goes to Sydney Folders anyway. So,
yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay, next then, Amine Adli.
Oh, yeah, difficult one, isn't it? Because we had that...
Seen little flashes.
Was it that Wolves game where he come on and I thought, oh my God, he's the best player I've ever seen.
But then against Brentford wasn't particularly great.
Yeah, I think the Brentford one's a difficult one because Kroupi wasn't either. I think that was a weird game. Too many changes. Too many changes. The one that disappointed me with Adli was he got his chance against Leeds.
Yeah.
And he started the game and I thought he really was disappointing. There's definitely a player there. But not enough. I want to see more.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Because I know he's not played loads, but when he's come on, you impact the game more. You've got to start against Leeds and you just didn't take it. But there's someone there. So, yeah, I want to see more. And I'm still confident that good things will come for Adli.
You know what Manchester City do with when Erling Haaland scores? The goal scorer of Manchester City, Erling Haaland. Yeah. Erling. I want to see Mike Botto do this for Veljko. Veljko?
Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Imagine Decor saying that. However...
I'll give it a go. Milosavljevic.
Bang on.
I'm getting there.
Just think of Savlon, the cream, and that's basically how to pronounce the last part of his name. But look, he's had a couple of starts, and whenever he's played, he's done really, really well, hasn't he?
He has.
Small sample size, though.
Very small sample size. What was it? 2 starts.
But I've seen good things from him.
Yeah, and he did come on in another game as well at the end. But yeah, he just looks at... I think the fact is, like you say, it's small sample size, but he deserves to be rated well because I expected him to come in and just kind of sit there, and if we get an injury, he might play. He's really stepped up. I think there's someone that obviously will come on to, in like James Hill, for example, who would have thought I'm ahead of Milo.
Yeah.
And Milo's just come in and just smack. And now everyone's going already ahead of this weekend. He's got to start. He's got to come back in. So for me, that's another keep it up.
Yeah, I was about to say that. He's better than content and consistent.
Yeah, and he's got him since coming to Bournemouth. He's got in again in Serbia full side. Right. So, come to Bournemouth. How many times? I'd love to see a little stat on that because Kluivert got his first Senesi. They all seem to get international caps when they come to the Cherries.
We're the team that makes it happen. And speaking of Justin Kluivert, here he is. I think he's been fairly underwhelming this season so far.
He has.
I mean, he scored an absolute worldie, of course.
And it was a key goal.
It was really key.
But I think I've said a few times, I think both of us have, mate, that at the moment he's starting to fall into that. He can impact the game when he comes on, but he was a starter, regular starter.
Certainly not, first name on the team sheet or anything like that.
But last season, he was goal scorer record like that. He was the one that was he was spoke about more than Semenyo last season in the media. Yeah. I think we got a caveat with, I think the fact that he didn't start the season was because he had a knock and didn't do pre-season. Yeah. So that's something that's always going to mean it's going to take a little bit longer maybe, but...
I sense category 3 or 4 here.
For me, it's got to be want to see more because he's good. He's so good. Yeah. And I haven't seen enough. I've seen one worldie.
And this is want to see more because we know what you've got.
Yeah.
So we just want to see that.
Yeah, definitely.
ASAP.
Definitely.
All right, next, Marcus Tavernier.
See, I'm a bit of a Tav advocate. I really think he gets some criticism that I think's a little bit unfair.
Notched up 100 Premier League appearances.
He has.
Hasn't he?
Couple of goals this season as well. Adapting to a new role where I think we just spoke about Justin Kluivert. That's one of the reasons why Kluivert struggled for minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I always say to people when they say, I'm not sure, but why does Tav always play? There's a reason Andoni always, but whatever position, he wants him in the team. And I think you do see that sometimes. Don't get me wrong, there's some games where I think you've got to give us a bit more. But for me, he sandwiches in that category of content and consistent. I'm happy with Tav.
Yeah.
Would he potentially dip a bit this season? He might. Would he potentially get better? I think he might as well. But I'm more than happy with how he's performing.
All right, next, Alex Scott. He's had a significant amount of minutes this season, and it feels like he's one of the first people that Andoni's turning to at the moment. He's done really well in that position, hasn't he?
Yeah, again, it's kind of, he's adapted his game. We always said about Scotty that where does he actually fit in that midfield, the way he wants to play?
I love seeing him on the ball.
Oh, and I think it was only a few weeks ago, I'm sure we titled one of the videos or spoke about it, Alex Scott has arrived.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like. And don't get me wrong, I think the ceiling he's going to get better and better.
Yeah.
But for me, he has arrived. And who was our player of the season last season? Ryan Christie. Why can't he get in the team? Alex Scott.
Okay.
And that is massive, isn't it? So for me, keep it up, lad. Keep going, because you're keeping out a player that we all absolutely love and Andoni loves. So you must be doing something right.
This one's going to be interesting. There's always recency bias that might affect opinion here. Bafode Diakite, what have you made of him so far? Because this one is quite difficult to rank, I think.
It is difficult.
Thinking of the recent sort of maybe couple of games where he's been out-muscled.
Yeah, because you have always got to put aside that, listen, it's Haaland and Mateta, the two of the best strikers in the league, for sure. And if you go before that, we were all really happy with him. I thought the way he came into the side and settled in with Senesi was really impressive.
Brand new defensive lineup.
We had a few big clean sheets where I thought he was... I remember the Newcastle game. I always go back to see why he gave man of the match at certain games. Yeah. So I remember giving it to Bafo because I just thought... And what it looks like now, how well was Voltemada done for Newcastle?
Yeah, true.
But Bafo absolutely didn't give him a sniff.
Yeah, I didn't see him in it.
So yeah, I think I'm just going to put him in the TAV category, mate. I think that's fair because it's not that I want to see more necessarily. It's just kind of go back to what we saw at the start.
All right.
There's a few little bits you need to iron out, but he is against top strikers. I'm still happy with the signing, is what I mean. So yeah, content and consistent for me, mate.
Okay, next we got Julian Araujo then. I mean,
I thought you were saying he was here. Here again.
Yeah, he's played limited minutes for us, of course, this season, but... I mean, I can say from the very off that there's genuine concern over how this guy fits in at AFC Bournemouth. I'm not sure it's working.
No, it's a real shame because,
at the moment.
You felt like, and I think when he come in, you thought, okay, that makes sense because Smithy's getting a bit older. Maybe he can be and he's never grabbed the opportunity. And I think the alarming thing for Julian was that we then, right at the end of the window, when we had him and we've got Smith and we signed a right back on in Jimenez. And that, to me, was saying we don't really... And every time we've got a full... He's rarely getting on the bench now.
One of the frustrating things I just think is that I saw him in, I think it was the Cup game or whatever it is. I was watching on stream there and he was just very, very safe. He probably had good pass completion stats, but he didn't take risks. He didn't bomb forward whatsoever.
I felt for it. Obviously got sent off in that as well, didn't he? But I totally agree because I remember watching him go, this is your chance. And instead of going, stuff it, I'm going to bomb on and try and make an impact, he went, I'm not going to lose the ball. Yeah. And he, like you said, mate, every time he got it, he just went inside and just passed it.
Reeks of being a confidence player.
Yes, it does. And I feel for him because he would probably rightly say, well, I can't get any more confidence. I'm not going to get on the bench. But he's had enough opportunities. He had more chances than Jimenez.
Genuine concern, isn't it?
It's genuine concern. I look at it and go, January, is that like can we get him... whether an easy one to say is like a Lorient. Can we get him alone to the end of the season, just see him playing? Because that would benefit us either way. It'll either shoot him back up.
Yeah, I want to learn what he's about.
Yes, exactly. So I think he needs to go and play football, mate. But yeah, at the moment it's a concern for his Bournemouth career, I would say.
James Hill. Running up James Hill is just like watching James Hill. That's the one, isn't it? This one's really difficult, actually. He's played sort of limited minutes so far, but I don't know. I would say that he's maybe content and consistent, but in another breath, I want to say that I want to see more so he can challenge the likes of Veljko and also Marcus Senesi.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I think when he plays, I'm always quite happy. He's always pretty... But he's been given more opportunities than probably he would have expected. Not only at centre-back, but also at right-back. Yeah. Similar situation where you go, okay, if he was playing that well at right-back, we wouldn't have gone for Jimenez. And he obviously wasn't quite trusted enough. And then, as I alluded to earlier, the fact that an 18-year-old lad's come in and gone straight ahead of him in the pecking order, he won't like that, nor should he. And he's another one that he's missed a few squads recently. And I thought this season he might kind of try and grab it a little bit more because he's had some decent games. So
he's never really had any bloopers when he's come on, has he?
He hasn't. And from his actual performances, you want to put him in that middle category. But for me, and for him personally, I think, no, you want to start kicking on now. You've been here a while. You want to be really banging down the door. So I'm going to say want to see more. I think that's fair. Because I think he would say that.
And there was one game, I can't remember which game it was. It may have even been Brentford. I don't know what was it there, but both our fullbacks were exposed. So Adrien Truffert was
that the Brighton game?
Was that Brighton? And then the ball over to I think they scored just after half time. So I didn't see it because I was downstairs having a pint, which is unlike me.
I was in there.
Yeah,
because it was a little Matoma header.
Yeah, that was it. So that was it.
And he got caught a bit flat-footed, didn't he?
That's why I didn't see it. So yeah.
And again, you kind of mentioned it earlier, mate. Because of his age and he's young and that, I think he's better than people. I think he's a really good player. Yeah. And I just want him to grab it a little bit more. Yeah.
Next, Evanilson.
Ooh, toughie.
This is a tough one.
I think I know where I'm going to go. I love him, and I think what he brings to the team is so underrated. I think, yes, it was City, but I think the way that we were trying to press, he just didn't look as functional because Ever's so good at, he'll press and he'll close off so many avenues for them. And he's great at that. But we've always said it, You're a striker. You've got one goal.
We need you to... Yeah.
And what did we say in the second look? What we like about Kroupi is he's missing chances in a weird way. Ever's playing too many games where he doesn't have a chance. So for me, I'm happy. I want to see more.
Yeah, I want to see more.
You want to go, I want to say, okay, I'm going to let you have that, because I was torn between that and consistent, because I still love him and still,
I think he actually fits both categories.
He does a little bit.
But my overriding feeling is that as a striker, you want a numbers man.
Yeah, fair.
And that is not him right now.
Yeah, and I think, again, it's one that he'd want to see more from himself, wouldn't he? So yeah, I'm happy with that.
All right, Ben Gannon-Doak then, mate.
Again, small sample size, so difficult.
He's been a game changer. Well, I say a game changer. The Brentford one aside, where everyone was poor. Whenever he's come on, he's looked really lively. Leads away, he looked pretty good.
Well, leads away, actually, I think a lot of that, I know it didn't come from him directly, but I never felt like we were going to score. No. And then he come on, I thought, we're starting to put some balls in the box, starting to look lively. And listen, he would have known that when he come in, he was going to be a bit part player and have to take his chances. And to be fair to him, when he comes on, he does what you kind of want him to do. So it feels harsh to want to say more, doesn't it? Because... but then do you do content and consistent because you're happy with what he's done? I don't know. Would you...
how can you put Adli in want to see more but not Ben Gannon?
I'm going to put him in there, but it's more of a caveat of kind of, you haven't done anything wrong, but maybe even on the training pitch, like show Andoni that you can start a game, because Adli got given a start at Leeds. Gannon-Doak hadn't had that yet.
True.
I want him to randomly, Andoni to think, I can chuck you in from the off. So yeah, that's what it's going to be for me.
All right, Adam Smith, unfortunately blighted by injury at the moment, but I mean, he's played, 3 games, I think?
Yeah, he's faultless in the games, isn't he? And he's going to get knocks now because of his age. I can't put him in want to see more, because I don't want to see more. When you play, you're fine.
He's consistent, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to be in that category, but it is difficult because of sample size. But obviously, we've got so much evidence on Adam Smith that we're more than happy.
Right, Marcus Senesi then. I think he's been really good.
Until lately, until the last few, I might have put him in the top. I think he's been, when I was on the That's Offside show,
yes,
I managed to get him in. I was with a Forest fan in the under 11 so far this season.
Okay, yeah.
Because I just think you've also got to put into consideration what we always talk about. We lost that whole back line.
Yeah.
And it hasn't looked like that because Senesi's just been... Recently, he's just dipped a little bit. I do think, you've got to remember as well, he's playing with a different centre-half a few times now, so he's trying to adapt. I do love him. He feels like he's grown into it, the leader at the back.
He's another Centurion now, isn't he?
Yes, I believe so. So, yeah, love him, but just misses out on the top.
Yeah, keep
it up, lad. But, yeah, and tell you what, he needs to sign that contract. There's been a few little pictures of him coming round. I was thinking, it'd be nice, it'd be lovely to see him sign on the dotted line.
All right, Tyler Adams then. For me, top category.
He's got to be, hasn't he? What's he done wrong?
So
and he's
good.
Even now got a goal to his name.
Of course he has.
Because that would be the only thing we'd say. Yeah. And now he's got it.
I think he's been great.
What I would say about Tyler Adams at the moment, which is the most impressive thing, we've got all these... You think how many centre midfielders we've got?
Yeah.
We haven't spoke on Lewis Cook and Ryan Christie yet. Alex Scott, we've said how good he is. Tyler Adams, for me, is always the first name on the team sheet.
Yeah.
He's one of the first names on the team sheet.
Yeah.
I love everything about him, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's simply faultless. Simply faultless.
Simply faultless.
Americans are like that.
Lewis Cook.
Oh, no.
Again.
I know. He doesn't really do anything. It's a difficult one for him because obviously he started the season injured. He had a suspension as well, didn't he? It was his own fault. But he's got, again, it's a bit like Gannon-Doak in a weird way, in the sense that you've got to be telling Andoni I can start. Because Andoni loved Lewis Cook.
But then is he any different to Adam Smith in terms of...
Yeah, I know what you mean. No, I think Adam Smith's a lot older than Lewis Cook. Adam Smith is still, in my opinion, on par with one that we'll talk about shortly in terms of our best right back. Lewis Cook, for me, is our fourth choice centre midfield player, and that's not good enough.
Okay, yeah, and I think that you can't put Lewis and even though they're different positions on the pitch, you can't put Lewis and Tav in the same category because Tav's been good this season. So I want to see more, but not a negative.
No, not negative at all. We just know how bloody good he is.
Yeah.
Because would you... Suddenly, Tyler Adams, by the way, we just mentioned, is on 4 yellows, as we spoke about. Yeah. When he comes out for a game, we're going to be gutted, but no one's going to be like, oh no, it's Lewis Cook.
Yeah.
Because we know how good he is. So maybe it's that sort of thing. He'll get a chance, and he's the type of player that I think will grab it.
Okay, next, Alex Jimenez. He's almost made that right back position his own.
Yes, I'm really impressed by him. I think when he first come in, he got a few silly yellows, and I thought, I'm not sure about this guy.
He's got the temperament of Adam Smith, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got the energy.
He plays a little bit like him, yeah. But with every game, I think the whole fan base is going to hello. Do you know what I mean? There's a player here. I really, really like him. So it's a difficult one because do you go keep it up, lad? Or do you just put him in the consistent? Because there has been a few little ones at the start. but he has improved a lot.
He's not on par with Marcus Senesi, is he?
No, you're right. I'm going to put him in good 10 consistent.
But again, it's one of them where you could... I mean, we're probably being a little bit glass half empty with some of these ratings, maybe you could say.
Yeah.
And for instance, Veljko could easily be in simply faultless based on his performances.
Yes.
So we're going to go, what, content?
Yes, I reckon so, mate. Yeah, I reckon that's fair.
Julio Soler, now what we've seen from him, I think it's only been, the cup game?
The cup game.
But
he's a World Cup finalist, mate.
Out of the two fullbacks, I thought he was better than Araujo that night. And he got forward. He had a snapshot at one point.
I actually think, because obviously it was a game you want to forget, and trying to think of good performances, I think the only one people mentioned was Soler.
Yeah. I thought he did.
I like the fact that he's come back in. He's been on the bench a few times, so it's like Andoni's gone. Because he'd be an easy one to leave out.
However, still want to see more.
Yeah. Oh, you can't, because I can't put him in genuine concern, because I'm not concerned for his Bournemouth career.
No.
He's a kid who's clearly here as an understudy.
Yeah.
It's not his fault how good Truffert's been.
Yeah.
But he'll get a chance, and he's had one game, and he was one of our better players. So I put him in want to see more, because you just want to see him play him more. But
now I would argue that, like, how can you have, I know the different positions again, Ben Gannon-Doak and Julio Soler in the same category? Can you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, we've made our, we've told the reasons.
All right. Adrien Truffert then. I mean, a lot of people are talking about him. I think on Soccer Saturday Social, whatever that programme is that will play Soccer AM, they did a best 11 outside the top 6, and he was left back.
I think the easiest way to explain it, I know he's gone down, not doing very well at Liverpool, but we all thought we're never going to get a player as good as Kirk as a left back. I wouldn't swap him.
No.
And that's a massive compliment.
However, I mean, recency bias suggests that he was out of position for Man City, but it was against Man City.
I think
he's been pretty good.
Yeah, I think he struggled a little bit in that Palace game with Munoz at wing back. I think a few goals come from, Munoz scored, didn't he?
Yeah.
And not scored, sorry, played the ball across to Mateta. So there's a few little positional bits which are stopping him being in faultless. But I'm still well happy with him, mate. So I think it's got to be keep it up, lad.
Djordje Petrovic. He's been good.
Him.
I like him.
I don't know.
I think he could be a simply faultless.
I would put him in there. I've never. Has there been an error? There's always with goalkeepers a goal that they think, I wish I could have done better there.
So I'm thinking one of the ones at Crystal Palace where he got a touch on it, went to Mateta.
Yes.
Like, maybe he could have got
but no
things like
errors,
that.
And I think he's improved us so much. And we were talking the other day. I done a little piece for the BBC, and was talking about the fact that if you look at we've had some bloody good goalkeepers, but we've had quite a lot in the Premier League eras.
Yeah.
He looks like a goalkeeper that could end up being our best ever at this early stage. So for me, he's got to be faultless.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bang him in there. Right, Antoine Semenyo.
Yeah, a bit worried about him. Not being good enough.
Faultless.
I mean, we can't. I want to talk about him a bit. What's the point? We all know where he's going. He's just...
Weirdly, I wouldn't say he's faultless.
No, I know. It's just the way we worded that category. But yeah.
But he's our best player of the season.
Yeah, he's our best player. He's our talisman. He's the one that every opposition worries about. Yeah. The only time he hasn't, and we've said this before, there's the odd time me and you go, Semenyo wasn't good today. And then you look at the opposition, they're like, he was a joke. And we're like,
exactly.
That's how good he's raised the bar, mate. So yeah, faultless.
David Brooks, I think he's done well.
Very well.
For me, this is a definite keep it up, lad.
100%. And I think we spoke briefly, didn't we, about kind of the fact that Kluivert isn't playing as much as he wants to, and he's a big reason for that. We moved Tav in, and Brooks has been absolutely brilliant.
I love him.
The only reason he came outside was because he had a little knock, didn't he, that time? But and then we go to City, and he puts him straight back in.
Yeah.
And he's one that we all spoke about, kind of with your billing, that, is he going to be able to play the Andoni way? And he's just gone, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Keep up, lad.
And I think I said it on the second look, he did Nico O'Reilly for pace for that goal. It wasn't a goal, fair play to him. Finally, Ryan Christie.
Oh, it's horrible, isn't it?
This is difficult.
Yeah, big goal at Palace. Always performs when he's on the pitch. But he was our player of the season. He will not be happy that he can't get in the team. It's really difficult, this one.
I mean, is this content and consistent?
Yeah, because want to see more is not fair, because when he plays, he's Christie.
Yeah.
If the want to see more would only be if you're saying, I want to see more, I want to see you get in the team.
Yeah.
But we've put Scott high for a reason. That's the reason he's not in the team. I still think he goes, and it looks a little bit better.
Yeah.
But no, I want to put him in there because he's still been brilliant.
There you go.
I like that.
Content and
I feel
consistent.
for Julian down there, but what can you do? What can you do?
So there we go. That is the tier list. Let us know what you think in the comments about that. And feel free to agree or disagree. Those are our player gradings after 10 games. I'll tell you what, the women's team are going from strength to strength. A 5-0 victory at AFC Wimbledon was their last result. Goals from Molly Barron-Clark, Sophie Quirk and Kenny Thompson put the Cherries 3-0 ahead. And then in the second half, a stunning free kick from Kenny Thompson and Amelia Newton's finish. And that was in stoppage time as well. Oh my God, 7 wins in 9 league games. Top of the league. It's us. It's Watford.
Oh, it's happening again.
It's happening again, but those two teams seem to be running away with it. The two clash on the 30th of November. And that's at the Ringwood Community Hub. So that's when a lot of us will be coming back from Sunderland on the Sunday. Look, don't go home. Just drive straight to Ringwood and get behind the girls. 2 p.m. kickoff. That's going to be a huge one. But yeah, they're absolutely insane at the moment, aren't they?
Just flying, mate. It feels like they can't be stopped. So that'll be a really interesting one because to be fair to Watford, they're probably thinking the same. They're thinking, piss off Bournemouth. They've felt that a few times before, haven't they?
Okay, team news for Sunday's game then. I know that Alex Jimenez and Tyler Adams both suffered injuries against Man City. Any word on the street yet? I mean,
it sounds like no, don't really know officially. I mean, obviously Semenyo had a little bit of a bump as well, but it sounds like
should be okay.
Him and Adams should be okay. Jimenez, I think it was more of an injury rather than kind of a knock and a crampy sort of thing. So he might not be 100%, but I think they can all be available for the squad.
So how do we beat Villa then? It's going to be a tough one. Villa, of course, have had a sort of 2 stories within the season. They're pretty poor at the start, and then they did turn. So they're going to see this game as winnable, but surely that means they're going to come at us, which we would rather have, right?
Yeah.
How do we beat them? One of the things that it's worth saying is that we need to shoot on sight. Chelsea, with 29, have had more shots on target in away Premier League matches. Next is Bournemouth with 24, the second best ratio for shots on target per away game in a top flight season. That's 4.8, behind their 5.2 last season. So being clinical will certainly help, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That, and then I think you go on to that kind of high press that we obviously always try and do. But
especially with their keeper.
Especially with him. Emi Martinez, the world's number one. Grow up. No, he's having a dodgy time. He's having a weird time. But it's also the way they play. I mean, we'll dip into it more, obviously, in the second part. But they do like to slow it down at the back, keep it nice. And if we're on them, mate, I think we can force them into errors because Emi's made a few.
He has, of course, that Liverpool one we know, but since the 2021 campaign when he joined Villa, only 3 players have made more errors leading to Premier League goals than the Argentinian keeper, and that's 7. So let's do what we can do. Another key stat is to not let them score first as well. Now, I know that it happened last season and we managed to claw a point in the last minute, of course. Villa have scored first, of course, in both of their last 2 home Premier League matches. That was against Man City, as we know, and Burnley. They've won 83% of league games under Emery at Villa Park when going 1-0 ahead.
And that means we were a very strange occurrence.
Yeah, well, it's happened 29 out of 35 times, so we are one of those 6. So let's just not let them score first, and maybe, just maybe, we've got a chance. Also, Villa have lost just 1 of their last 23 home Premier League matches. That was a 3-0 defeat to Crystal Palace in August. In the last 2 seasons, only Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal have won more home points than Villa. So, and Villa Park is a relative fortress then, mate.
It is, mate. Yeah, in recent years, like I say, we haven't beaten them for a long time there. And yeah, it always feels like they're one of them teams that rely on their home form. So yeah, certainly going to be a difficult one.
Right, let's name the Bournemouth team. Let's go. Right, Tom, we've got a 43-1. What are you going for?
Yeah, I'm trying to be a bit brave in this one, actually, this week. Trying to, think outside the box. But obviously, Petrovic is in goal. Sorry. Well, Petrovic stays in goal. I'm going to put Lewis Cook at right back. So I've got a few little reasons. One is, obviously, Jimenez had a bit of a knock. Also, when I come onto their team, I'll discuss it a little bit more. But the way they like to play off that left side, spoiler, probably McGinn, he likes to naturally tuck in.
Yeah.
We saw the problems that we had when a player tucked in at City.
And that's why Lewis Cook,
And Lewis Cook will naturally like to do that.
Okay.
So I'm just going to... And he brought him on, and I just think, with Jimenez getting a knock as well, it might be a chance to try that. So I'm just
your thinking.
Yeah, I'm just going to go for that. I'm going to go for Milosavljevic. Is that good?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to bring him in.
Interesting, because I think Diakite would probably be able to deal with Watkins...
Maybe.
Quite well.
I just think that...
A different type of striker, but...
Yeah, difficult, but yeah, I just think he's gonna chuck him back in there and say, all right, let's give you another crack out there, because...
I mean, what message does that send Milo if you name Diakite a person that's maybe had a couple of underwhelming games, maybe?
And Milo also, it'd be a big one for him, but he's only played at home games. So it'd be interesting to go, all right, see if you can go out to Villa Park and perform well. Do you know what I mean? It'd be a good one for him. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me. And I'm obviously going to keep Senesi in and then Truffert at left back. Adam's obviously in there. I'm going to bring Christie in, and it's nothing on Scott at all. I think I've said it a few times. When you play these sort of teams, so teams that are really good at home, they're top teams, which Villa are one of the top teams. I just think we need to find a way of playing Ryan Christie.
Yeah, the work rate's needed, isn't it?
And that's nothing against Scott, but I just think that they'll have more of the ball. And we spoke about the fact that you need to nick it off him in the high press, and I think Christie's a bit more suited to that.
Okay.
I'm going to move Tav over to a wide position, take Brooksy out, and bring Kluivert in.
Yeah.
Again, don't want to reiterate too much, but it goes back to that pressing thing of Kluivert getting high, close to Evanilson, or Kroupi. I haven't said it yet. Who go high on that, like say Martinez and the way they play. Semenyo is obviously on the left, and I am going to bring Evanilson back in. I think I said a while ago that I just think Kroupi's been brilliant. He's going to let him keep having his chances, but as soon as Kroupi doesn't score in a game, I do think Evan will come back in.
But then he's got the ability to come on and provide that.
And we all know what happens when you bring on a striker in the last minute of Villa Park.
John Brooks is the referee for that one. I'm not even going to ask you, do you want to know? But I'm telling you why this is a good thing. He took 2 of our league games last season, at home against Everton.
Yeah, good.
Away against Spurs, but also away at Everton in the Cup as well, where we got a pen.
Oh, lovely, yeah. And who else scored?
Jimenez. Look, you're probably wanting our predictions. Hold your horses, because we've got the second part of the preview coming up, where we're going to talk all things Villa. Just maybe give me a little hint, like positive vibes.
What, you think I've got positive? Yeah. Oh, yeah, always.
All right, well, thanks for confirming that. Up the chairs. See you in the next one.
Let's go. Let's have it. When I still mention Jebbo.
Of course you do.
That's a good record for that ref, though.